Okay. So earlier today in my first period class, I got my final English essay for at the end of the unit. It was a comparative essay, and it was worth 10% of our mark. I wrote it out. I had like a good thesis. I talked to my teacher, and she had told me that it was a good thesis, and she liked my idea. So I wrote the essay, and then I had a friend read it over. I had my grandpa read it over, and he said it was good to go, and I handed it in. I got it back this morning, and I got a 65 on it. Right now I have an 88 in English, not including the essay. And all years before, I was never really good at English. I had not cared for it that much because I didn't seem very good at it. So I just kind of always accepted having like a 65 or high 50. This is the first year I actually had a teacher I liked and enjoyed, so I was like really enjoying her class, and I liked, like, she liked my writing style, which was so nice. So I didn't really expect the mark I was gonna get, but when I looked at it, I realized I didn't write in the proper format that all of our other essays had been in. So she had said that like my idea was good, it just didn't have enough content, and it wasn't like the format it was supposed to be in. And that's what it had said on the paper. And so then after that class, I had to go to my second period class, which I had Families in Canada, and we were just watching videos. So I kind of cried to myself throughout the period because I was so stressed about what it was going to do to my mark when I had finally thought I was doing good in English. And then my third period class, I had a math test, so I had to just kind of forget about it and do that for the time. And then afterwards, it was lunch, so I was gonna go find my teacher. I searched all of Israel everywhere for her. I couldn't find her. I hunted down two of my friends, and I found them, and they helped me go find her. So we had to look everywhere, and she ended up being in a meeting with the vice principal, so we had to wait until that was over. So when she came out, I asked her if I could talk to her about my essay, and she's like, okay, yeah, sure, just go meet me in my classroom. So my friends and I went to the classroom, and we sat down and waited, and I was panicking, being like, I messed up on the essay. Like, why would she give me another chance at it? Why would she let me try to like raise my mark? Like, why would she let me do something different when, like, if nobody else really could? But my friends were trying to be like helpful and optimistic, so then I talked to them, and they were saying like, oh, just see like if you can do something extra to boost your mark, or like ask her if you can rewrite it but like only get half marks. So then when she came in, she was saying that as a teacher she can't tell a student that she's going to let them rewrite something, but if a student comes asking for help, then she can allow it. So because I came and talked to her about wanting to boost my mark, she said that she was gonna let me to redo it. Because I got a 65 on it and all my other marks had been in the 90s and 80s, she's like, it doesn't make sense, like it doesn't fit your style, it doesn't fit your marks and how much work and effort you actually put into your stuff. Like, it's just such a dip that it's like, this doesn't accurately show your ability. So she has the right to allow me to rewrite it. So I was so happy, and now I'm kind of crying from being happy and being stressed with exams starting this week. It's just a lot going on, and I was already having a crappy day this morning. I had to drive to school, and my dad ended up taking the key for the car in his pocket to work. So we looked for the spare one, we found the spare, and it's a key fob, so it's like wireless control, but it ended up not connecting. So then we had to search up on the manual how to do it, how to start the car manually with the key. So we finally figured that out, and then I got to school being just a little bit late, but other than that, it was fine. And then I got my essay back, and it was just not a fun time, but one thing I've always been really afraid of is talking to teachers. Like, I panic, like I was and like kind of am now. I panic having to talk to teachers because they have authority, so it's like, oh, they're in control of my marks. Like, they could just say no, they could do this, they could not like it, and then that's just how it is. That's how I get my marks. It's their choice. So, especially being in like a victory lap right now, my marks rely on my teachers and my work that gets put into those classes. So this year I wanted to try and get like my marks really high. Like, I wanted to have decent marks, and I wanted to have like a 90 average, because I know, like, even though I've always not been like the best student, but I know I could do it. I could get the higher marks, and I was finally doing really well in that class. And then I just made a mistake. I blanked and I bombed. But by going and talking to her, I actually got to have a chance to redo it, because she knew. She's like, yeah, this isn't right. Like, this isn't your marks. This shouldn't be what you get. So by that, I'm able to redo it now. I have a week until it has to be brought back with exams going on, so I can bring it back on my last day of exams, and she'll remark it right then and there for me. It's such a blessing, and I'm so happy. This wouldn't have been able to happen unless I went and talked to her. And like she said, most students are too afraid to come and talk to her, but there's nothing wrong with asking. There's nothing wrong with going up and being like, hey, I know I did really bad on this, but I'd like to do something about it. What can I do? The worst I can do is say no. But at least you tried. The best thing to do in school is to talk to your teachers. There's nothing wrong with that. They like having students come up and ask them questions, asking what their opinion is, asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for a little help, or like telling your teachers what's going on in your life. If you have like something really difficult going on, they can understand that. They are people too. Like, they will have sympathy. They'll understand that, yeah, shit goes down. You might have had like a really crappy weekend, so you couldn't get like something done, or you couldn't do it to your best abilities, but you can say, hey, like, I'll bring back another copy of this tomorrow and I'll work on it tonight. Or as long as you go up with them with a solution for what you can do, it's very unlikely that they'll say no. Just like my English teacher said at the beginning of the year, if you come up to her and you said, oh, I don't have this done, and you just stare at her and she's sitting there like, cool. You have to come up and you have to have like a reason why. You have to tell them why, and you have to be able to tell them solutions you could have. You could say, oh, I forgot to print this off last night. My printer wasn't working, but I will email it to you tonight so you can have it, or I'll bring in another copy. If you bring them a solution to your problem, they're not very likely to say no, because it's like, oh, you've thought about this, you know what you're gonna do, you're gonna fix the problem. Okay. On this very rainy, cold, suck-ass day for me, something really good came out of it though. So always remember to wear what you want to wear, believe in yourself, be who you want to be, and never stop loving yourself. XO, Summer.